preparation for the SSAT. I'm going to discuss each word individually as we go down these lists. I will discuss the word briefly and then give you a sentence which I hope will illustrate clearly the meaning of the word. Okay, first word, abbreviate. Notice the pronunciation. To abbreviate is to shorten. To abbreviate a book is to shorten the book. To abbreviate a message, to shorten the message. Let's say, past participle most common, the book was abbreviated, or I read the book in abbreviated form, past participle. Second, abdicate. A king abdicates. The word is not used with any other position, of any other position. The king abdicated, King George VII, I think, abdicated in about 1931 or something like that from England. That is, he gave up his throne, abdicated. I'll also be using VT and VI, and you must be familiar with this. VT, transitive verb, verbo transitivo, Latin, means the verb must take a direct object. When you use the verb, it must have a direct object. VI, intransitive verb, does not take a direct object. Abdicate can be used both ways, and that's true of many words and many verbs. Third, abduct. To abduct really means to kidnap. It's a better word than kidnap. The child was abducted, passive, by bad guys. Charles Lindbergh's famous case early in the 1900s, his child was abducted. Abortive means unsuccessful. The assassination attempt, see the word assassination, wonder if it's here. The assassination attempt was abortive, unsuccessful. Related to abortion, the verb abort is often used nowadays, but the adjective is more important. Abrasive, I often use this word. His personality is abrasive. Abrasive is like sandpaper. Ooh, it scratches and it's not smooth. A person's personality might be abrasive, not smooth, not nice, unpleasant. Perhaps likes conflict. Abrupt is an adjective, means sudden. An abrupt ending. The movie came to an abrupt ending, sudden, unexpected. Abscond, verb. He absconded with funds from his company. Another similar word is to embezzle, VT. But to abscond with something is to disappear with something, taking something. Absolution, this is really a serious word in the Christian lexicon. Absolution is forgiveness for sins. Catholics go to a priest, confess their sins, and seek absolution for their sins. That's the serious meaning, and I think that's the only real meaning. To absorb is to soak up. A sponge absorbs liquid. Abstain, verb. To abstain from something is to avoid using it. He abstained from alcohol. He abstained from anything. Drugs or anything. Absurd, one of the most important words surely for anyone over 16. I think absurd means ridiculous, but that's another misunderstood word. Absurd is so irrational, not making sense. If something is absurd, it does not make sense. And so the word is widely used of many things. I call my children absurd sometimes. Perhaps the government is absurd or makes absurd decisions. Great word, important. Abundance, noun, meaning a great a plenty, a large amount. He has an abundance of friends or of money, perhaps. Now, abuse or abuse, one is the noun, one is the verb. They are spelled the same way. They're pronounced differently. First, the verb. To abuse something or someone is to harm something. To abuse one's children is to harm one's own children physically or mentally. There's mental abuse and physical abuse. And I'm using the noun now. Abuse is harm, but sexual abuse, wide use. Two different words. Abuse, noun, abuse, verb. Accelerate is a verb which means to speed up. VI in cars, for example, he accelerated, meaning he sped up, he pressed the pedal. VT, he accelerated his, no more VI. He accelerated in his studies so that he could graduate early. Access. Access is primarily a noun, but in recent years it has become a verb too. To gain access to something or someone is to succeed in reaching that person. For example, he gained access to the president. He wanted to see the president. He gained access to the president, meaning he was able to see and talk with the president. To access something is a verb, VT, means nowadays, only in the past 20 years, I think it's used in computer language maybe, to access something is to reach it, to come in contact with. Accrue, interesting word. Mostly interest accrues, VI. That is, it grows. Accrue means to grow. Accumulate, another verb, it means to gather and build up into kind of a pile. He accumulated a fortune. He accumulated many friends, possibly. To gather and pile up. Accusation is a noun, of course, to accuse. An accusation happens when you say that I stole Dr. Shin's camera. That's an accusation. I say, no, I'm innocent. I deny your accusation. Acerbic is close to acid. It means cutting. An acerbic comment is a cutting, sarcastic comment, aimed at hurting someone. Acquiescence, good word. Acquiescence is acceptance. The verb, beware of the verb, you have the adjective here, but okay, I'm going to tell you about the verb too. To acquiesce in something might be an SSAT question for real students of the language. Notice, to acquiesce in something is to accept it. I gained his acquiescence, I gained his acceptance, his approval. Acquiescent, adjective form of the same word. He was acquiescent when I asked him for his cooperation. He accepted. Acquire, to gain. He acquired a lot of money or a collection of something maybe. Acquittal, noun. If someone is brought to trial for some crime and the jury or the judge declares that he or she is innocent, then that is an acquittal. That is, he is acquitted of the accusation. He's innocent. He may go away. Acrid, similar to acerbic, somewhat cutting. Acrimonious, bitter. Their divorce was acrimonious, meaning not friendly. A lot of bad feelings. Accusation and counter-accusation. Acrimonious, divorce especially. Acumen, acumen sometimes pronounced. means mental sharpness. Mental sharpness, very intelligent, intelligent, but quick too. Adhere is a verb. If something adheres to something, it sticks to it. But you can also adhere to a rule or a law or a policy. Means you stick to it, you accept it. Good one, good list. Adjacent is an adjective. It means next to, touching, next to, usually a touching. The movie theater is adjacent to the bank. Adjudicate, good. Verb, to adjudicate a trial means simply to judge, to not only a trial but some decision. Adjudicate means let a judge decide something. Adolescent, you all are adolescents. I'm a late adolescent myself. Dr. Shin and I are late adolescents. Adolescent means any word with E-S-C-E-N-T, from a Latin, French too, Italian too, means a process of growing. An adolescent is a person who is growing toward adulthood, not yet an adult. You guys are adolescents. Adoration and the verb adore. Let's do them together. To adore something is, or someone, is to worship, to love intensely. Adoration, the noun form of that. The adoration of the Magi used to be a Renaissance subject of paintings. That is, the three kings came to adore the Christ child in art. To adorn is to decorate, to make prettier by decoration. The building was adorned with, I don't know, paintings and decorations. Adroit, good, adjective. Sharp, intelligent, like astute, which is probably somewhere here too. Curious. No, but that's okay. Yes, there it is. Astute, adroit, similar. Mentally sharp, clever, skillful. Adult, that which an adolescent will be. That is a physically fully mature individual. Advantage. If you know this word, I think, if something is to my advantage, or if I have an advantage, okay, I have an advantage over you in English because my native language is English. Big advantage. Excuse me. On the other hand, you are at a disadvantage, or you have a disadvantage. Not there. That's okay. Not necessary. Advertise. Notice the S. Advertise is to make known to the public something. He advertised. He advertised his business, meaning he put advertisements into some organ, some newspaper or something. To advocate, verb, is to support. He advocated freedom of the press, means he fought for and supported freedom of the press. He is an advocate, noun also. He is an advocate of civil rights. He supports and fights for civil rights. Affable, good word. Friendly, smiling, friendly, good. An affable guy. He's an affable guy.